Can start, no?
हाँ सर एक बार रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू कर हाँ good evening everybody. Today I'll be discussing about tricuspid atresia. So first incidence, the incidence rate has been estimated at around 0.06 per 1000 live births with the prevalence rate of 1 to 3% of all congenital heart disease. In 95% of the patients, absence of right AV connection is the result of fibrofatty tissue that is interposed between the muscular floor of the right atrium and parietal wall of the ventricle mass. In the remaining 5%, atresia is produced by imperforate tricuspid valvular membrane. I'll be discussing about the anatomical classification later also. Males and females are equally represented, but when it is associated with TGA, males predominate. So, how do we define tricuspid atresia? It is defined mainly by 4 points. That is physiological and anatomic absence of connection between the morphologic right atrium and the morphologic right ventricle, hypoplasia of the morphologic right ventricle, and intra-atrial communication, and a morphological left ventricle with equipped and functioning morphological mitral valve. So, how do we classify tricuspid atresia? It can be classified into 3 types. That is first tricuspid atresia without transposition. That is an incidence of 70 to 80%. Type A, type 1 is classified as tricuspid atresia without transposition with pulmonary atresia and no VSD. Then type B is there is a pulmonary stenosis with restrictive VSD. Then there is type C is no pulmonary stenosis with non-restrictive VSD. Then type 2 is tricuspid atresia with the transposition of great arteries, which will be further divided into with pulmonary atresia with non-restrictive VSD, with pulmonary stenosis with non-restrictive VSD, and with no pulmonary stenosis and non-restrictive VSD. Then there is type 3 that is associated with congenital corrected transposition of great arteries. It can also be anatomically classified with different incidences. Like there's a fibrous type of tricuspid atresia that has a prevalence of around 90%. It has it has a fibrous layer between the right atrium and right ventricle with the transcontamination test positive. Then there's membranous type of tricuspid atresia that has a prevalence of around 6.6%. Then there is Epstein type of tricuspid atresia, in which the valvular tip is sealed off. And then there is AV canal type of tricuspid atresia, and there is one valvular type of tricuspid atresia, which is very rare. Then physiology related to the tricuspid atresia. In approximately 3/4 of the cases, the interatrial communication exists in the form of restricted patent foramen ovale. Restricted patent foramen ovale may cause aneurysm of the interatrial wall because of the increase in because right atrium needs to decompress, and sometimes the restricted patent foramen ovale may cause LA outflow obstruction also. Less commonly, interatrial communication is an atrial septal defect that is mainly always of an ostium secundum type. Pulmonary blood flow depends on the condition of the ventricular septum. If there is non-restricted ventricular septum, then there will be an increase in the pulmonary blood flow. if there is restricted the flow of restricted ventricular septum, then there will be decreased there will be decreased pulmonary blood flow, but it will be advantageous as the blood flow will be adequate, not will be physiologically adequate but not excessive. And there may be, as the age progresses, the restricted ventricular septum may completely seal off, and then the pulmonary blood flow is mainly dependent on PDA. Rarely, the ventricular septum is congenital. This I've discussed. Tricuspid atresia with complete transmission of great artery typically occurs with the non-restrictive ventricular septal defect, as I've told earlier in the classification. Left ventricle blood flow has an unobstructed access to the transverse aorta through a well-developed right ventricle. Pulmonary blood flow is regulated by the help of pulmonary valve, as it is connected to the LV, and a decrease in size or spontaneous closure of the ventricular septal defect causes physiological subaortic stenosis, because the transverse aorta arises from the right ventricle. And in these cases, pulmonary stenosis is infrequent and pulmonary atresia is very rare. So these patients generally present with the signs of congestive heart failure because of increased pulmonary blood flow. Distribution of the coronary arteries in tricuspid atresia is analogous to, if not identical, with the univentricular heart physiology. The single morphological morphologic left ventricle and an outlet and single outlet chamber. Additional anatomic variables associated with tricuspid atresia includes mitral wall abnormalities, ductus arteriosus abnormality with the ascending aorta or aortic stenosis. They can be dilated when there is a pulmonary stenosis and all the blood flow flows through the ascending aorta and aortic stenosis. There may be anatomic variables of the atrial appendages, as there may be juxtaposition of the atrial appendages when the atrial appendages lies on the same side of the in relation to the aortas, and there may be anatomical abnormalities of the pulmonary wall like atresia or stenosis. In physiologic pulmonary atresia, the fetal ductus arteriosus functions as a small malformed aortic tributary, and there is decreased blood flow through the PD. The ascending aorta and isthmus, I have told earlier, are enlarged in such cases because aorta receives the entire cardiac output. The distribution of the coronary. When the great arteries are transposed and the ventricular septal defect is restrictive, left ventricle blood flow is diverted into pulmonary trunk so that the ductus arteriosus enlarge, while the ascending aorta and isthmus are underfilled and may become hypoplastic in such cases. Juxtaposition of atrial appendages I have discussed. So, how does a patient with
the last statement is actually most important. No? Whenever you are seeing an X-ray of a patient with juxtaposed atrial appendage and LV apex, there is a possibility that this is a case of tricuspid atresia with malposed vessels. This is important. Juxtaposed appendage जब भी मिलेगा 50% cases में
वो सर
last line के लिखिए और always means 50% cases में generally transposition होता है. Yes, that is important.
Sir, इसमें ये भी है कि when there is left ventricular type of apex with cyanosis, it is mainly the tricuspid atresia most common.
Yeah, obviously, it is the commonest. अगर LV apex बन रहा है और आपको cyanosis मिल रहा है, तो there are only two possibilities exam में भी. अगर आपने LV apex बोल दिया है, there are two possibilities. Either you are talking of tricuspid atresia or you are talking of univentricular heart.
Yes, sir.
If there is a case of टॉप फिजियोलॉजी विद एलवी एपेक्स, यही तो दो फिजियोलॉजी बनती है सबसे ऊपर.
Yes, yes.
उसमें अगर एक्सरे में juxtaposed appendage मिल गया तो there is a possibility that you are dealing with a Malpose vessel. Malpose vessel में top physiology कम होती है. Normally rated blood vessel में top physiology ज़्यादा होती है, which is the commonest, which is seen in 90% of the cases.
So patient generally present with the cyanosis as there is intermixing of the blood flow, blood from the right side and the left side. Patient may present with the congestive cardiopholia when there is increased pulmonary blood flow, so the non-restrictive VSD. Patient, because of congestive cardiac failure, patient may have may present with failure to thrive as because of the catabolic effect of the congestive cardiac failure. They may present with bacterial endocarditis or bacterial endocarditis or so, they may present with they may also complain of hypoxic spell precipitated by reduction in the size or spontaneous closure of the restrictive ventricular septal defect, as there is no flow to the pulmonary arteries, and these defects are generally characterized by sudden deepening of cyanosis, followed by paroxysmal dyspnea, lethargy, and syncope. Syncope in such cases has also been attributed to the intermittent occlusion of the interatrial communication by a large spinnaker like valve of sinus venosus. General physical examination of physical appearance of the patient with tricuspid atresia may reflect cyanosis and signs of congestive heart failure. In such cases, atrial pulse may be normal, but however, if when the tricuspid atresia occurs with transmission of great arteries and a restrictive ventricular septal defect and systemic hypoperfusion, then the pulses may be feeble, but they are never undetectable. There may be in JVP examination, large A waves are because of the dilatation of the right ventricular right atrial right atrial dilatation, and because of the increased pressure of the right atrium, as right atrium has to decompress into LA through the intra-atrial communication. There is slow wide descent because of this. When the intra-atrial communication is restricted, then the blood flow from the right atrium to the left atrium is restricted. So there's the wide descent is slow. A and V waves are both increased when the left ventricle failure provokes rise in mean pressure in the left atrium, which is in continuity with the right atrium.
In tricuspid atresia, the A waves are generally not prominent. The large A waves generally signifies restrictive intra-atrial communication.
Intra-atrial communication.
Yes. A wave तो generally decompress होता रहता है. So large A wave does not mean tricuspid atresia. Large A wave means tricuspid atresia with restrictive
intra-atrial communication.
और अगर by chance आपका VY descent आ रहा है, so that means there is a significant mitral regurgitation, because it will be JVP will reflect a common चैम्बर ना, बिकॉज हमेशा ASD बड़ा होगा.
yes sir.
yes sir. तो इसलिए A waves हमेशा prominent नहीं होंगी unless there is a restrictive intra-atrial communication. So G will be normal for tricuspid atresia. If you are getting prominent A waves मतलब intra-atrial septum restrictive है. अगर ऐसा है तो आपके neck veins enlarged होंगे, back pressure changes होंगे, liver enlarged होगा, venous congestion के features होंगे. अगर आपको V wave prominent, if you say no VY descent is prominent, that means you are going to see a prominent MR. Then you will have the features of MR also.
Yes.
So,
sir, इसलिए why descent is why descent भी slow होता है, इसलिए क्योंकि इंट्रा-आर्टेरियल कम्युनिकेशन रिस्ट्रिक्टेड होती है, तो इसकी वजह से धीरे-धीरे ब्लड फ्लो करता है.
Restrictive intra-atrial communication is generally presents in small babies. It is very rare for an adult to present with restrictive atrial communication. अगर बाई चांस प्रेजेंट करता भी है तो क्या होगा, ए वे प्रोमिनेंट हो जाएंगे और वाई डिसेंट ऑब्वियसली स्लो हो जाएगा, क्योंकि धीरे धीरे
ब्लड जाएगा,
रिग्रेस करेगा ना. There will be a restrictive वाई डिसेंट एंड वी वेव तभी प्रोमिनेंट होंगे जब एमआर होगा. So for all practical purpose, JP of tricuspid atresia will be normal.
On palpation, the key that is a diagnostic of tricuspid atresia when a patient present with left ventricular impulse with cyanosis, in which then it is mainly tricuspid atresia is the first diagnosis in such cases, and in such patients right ventricular impulse is generally absent. If there is mild palpation of the right ventricular impulse, then it is mainly because of the non-restrictive VSD that is that may be causing the right ventricular impulse. On auscultation, there is single first heart sound as that there is tricuspid atresia. Only one functioning AV wall is there. Then auscultation can be divided into two types: when the great arteries are not transposed, or when the great arteries are transposed. So when the great arteries are not transposed, there is a hollow systolic murmur. That murmur is because of the blood flow through the VSD. The murmur, however, may decrease may become early systolic and further completely vanishes as when the ventricular septal defect regresses as the patient grows. The second heart sound is represented by aortic component, although there may be a soft delayed pulmonary component may occasionally be defected when there is associated non-restrictive VSD and the blood flow from the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery is there. When the ventricular septum is intact from birth, there is no murmur at all, or there may be associated short mid-diastolic murmur. That is because of the blood flow from into the dilated aortic root. Continuous murmur are very rare, but they may be present because of aortopulmonary collaterals. Then auscultation in cases with tricuspid atresia with transposition of great arteries. There may be hollow systolic murmur that is generated across the ventricular septal defect, which is usually non-restrictive. There is single loud second heart sound that is mainly because transport aorta is anterior and mainly aortic. The third heart sound may be present with mid-diastolic murmur, which is because of increased flow across the mitral wall. The second heart sound is generally audibly split because there is increased blood flow across the VSD is non-restrictive and there is hypertensive dilated posterior pulmonary trunk that generates a loud pulmonary component. Pulmonary or subpulmonary stenosis sometimes generates some mid-systolic murmur. Left ventricular fourth heart sound may be present when the intra-atrial communication is non-restrictive and the right atrium communicates with the left ventricle as a single. It means left there is non-restrictive ASD and there is large flow of blood from right atrium to left atrium and left ventricle.
So can you actually summarize? You are examining a case of suspected cyanosis with TOF-like presentation. What features will tell you that this is a case of tricuspid atresia?
So cyanosis with cyanosis on palpation, we can find a left ventricular type of impulse. If there is a left ventricular type of impulse, then with cyanosis that it mainly points on tricuspid atresia. If there is a single first heart sound with hollow systolic
there will be no precordial pulsations practically.
There is no precordial pulsation. Yes.
No, JVP will be absolutely normal.
The JVP will be absolute normal.
There is a prominent V wave unless you are getting a features or you are having a cardiomegaly also. Yes. MR होगा तो cardiomegaly भी कर देगा, LV बढ़ जाएगा.
Yes.
And you will have a pansystolic murmur of MR at the apex. But most likely JVP will be normal.
Normal.
Okay. What else?
Sir, then there will be single first heart sound. Second heart sound may be single.
First heart sound will always single because tricuspid atresia.
Tricuspid atresia, yes,
okay,
sir.
But anyway,
and there will be
second heart sound.
Second heart sound, sir. It is if it is not associated with transposed aorta, then the second heart sound is generally single and represented by an aortic component. And there may be holosystolic murmur if the patient present early and if there is
this is one of the causes where you are going to get a pansystolic murmur because this murmur will be because of the restrictive VSD. 90% of patient tricuspid atresia VSD with nominated great vessels honge, so you will get a pansystolic murmur. This statement is wrong in Perloff, where it probably mentions कि malposed vessels में holosystolic murmur मिल रही है non-restrictive VSD में. Non-restrictive VSD में holosystolic murmur नहीं मिलती है. So it's a long systolic murmur which comes. Pansystolic murmur is not a feature of non-restrictive VSD. वो statement को cut. Don't take that statement.
Sir, इसमें मैं wide fixed S2 मिलेगी नहीं मिलेगी?
Sir, wide fixed S2 नहीं मिलेगी sir, क्योंकि इसके अंदर क्या होगा कि उसके अंदर जो पल्मोनरी कंपोनेंट होगा वो बहुत माइल्ड होगा और जल्दी ब्लड फ्लो कम होती है उसके अंदर, तो सिंगल हार्ट साउंड ही सिंगल सेकंड हार्ट साउंड ही जनरली ऑडिबल होती है. अगर उसके अंदर पल्मोनरी हाइपरटेंशन सेट इन हो गई तो उसके अंदर
what if it is a PH non-restrictive VSD, then what happens to the second heart sound?
So then there is wide splitting of the second heart sound with the mid-diastolic murmur.
Fixed होगी कि नहीं होगी?
वो तो फिर
क्यों fixed होगी? Fixed is not because ASD is decompressing. Fixed is also because it is connected to the pulmonary artery bed, which has a very high compliance.
Yes, sir.
है ना? तभी तो इंटरवल हैंग आउट इंटरवल भी correspondingly हो जाता है. इस केस में तो ये LV से कनेक्टेड है, जो एओर्टा से कनेक्टेड है. SVR तो कभी भी कम नहीं होगा, SVR तो कभी भी इतना नहीं बढ़ेगा कि वो PH बन जाए. So it is not fixed.
Yes, mostly it is single only.
For all practical purpose, you are going to get a single second heart sound in exam as a differential diagnosis of tricuspid atresia. Yes, a very rare variant will present. या एग्जाम में दूसरा वेरिएंट आएगा, नॉर्मल इंक्रीज फ्लो वाला नहीं आएगा. इंक्रीज फ्लो वाला एग्जाम में होगा तो बहुत जल्दी प्रेजेंट कर जाएगा with failure to thrive, large VSD की तरह. It will come to you as Eisenmenger. So Eisenmenger में the second heart sound would be what will happen to the second heart sound? Tricuspid atresia Eisenmenger, यानी malposed great vessels with PH. What happens to the second heart sound? शायद ये परलॉफ में दिया ही ना हो.
So malposed vessels with PH. तो उसमें anteriorly तो aorta होगा.
Aorta and
anteriorly होगा.
Malposed vessels are malposed. So anterior comes the aorta. Aorta का sound हमेशा
loud होगा.
Prominent सुनाई देगा.
Yes, sir.
PH is also there.
Yes, sir. So there might be mild sir इसमें दे रखा है sir इसमें कि
you can actually appreciate a split in these cases.
You can just say wide variable split, nothing else.
Yeah.
Because of the anterior placed malposed aorta.
Baki, for all practical purposes, you will get tricuspid atresia if at all as a top variant.
The other important feature of finding in case of this will be a prominent S4. जब भी Eisenmenger होगा S4 prominent हो जाएगी क्योंकि A wave बहुत atrial kick जो होगा वो manifest करेगा LV में.
Yes. So right atrium to left atrium communication non-restrictive ASD की तरह होगा. इसमें
एक ही पूरा एक ही atrium मान लो, अगर वो survive कर रहा है तो LA and RA is the same and it is connected to LV. तो LA के जो भी changes होंगे वो LV में manifest करेंगे. मतलब atrial kick जो होगा वो LV में S4 भी करेगा.
Yes.
वो सब मिलेगा.
So on ECG there is generally peaked P wave, that is mainly a right atrial type of P wave. There is LVA. There is left axis deviation, and there is signs of LVA. In this, the important thing is why there is left axis deviation. There's two causes mainly because of left axis deviation that are. It may be because of the dominant left ventricle, and it may be because of the defect in the conduction pathway. That is, when there is early arborization of the left vesicle, while the right bundle branch is long and it supplies mainly the hypoplastic right ventricle. तो इसकी वजह से भी लेफ्ट एक्सिस डिविएशन और तो बाकी सब ज्यादा कुछ
दोबारा से बोलना. Why do you think there is a left axis deviation? मतलब क्या था?
सर एक तो लेफ्ट एक्सिस लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल डोमिनेट करेगा, एक तो ये है क्योंकि राइट वेंट्रिकल, और एक सर बिकॉज द जो सेंट्रल जो लेफ्ट बंडल ब्रांच की जो early arborization of the left bundle branch होता है,
ट्रांसपोजिशन ऑफ द ग्रेट आर्टरीज की वजह से
नहीं तो क्योंकि जो क्या होता है सेंट्रल फाइब्रस जो वो होता है सेंट्रल फाइब्रस बॉडी होती है वो डिफेक्टली इंसर्ट करती है उसके अंदर क्योंकि आरवी हाइपोप्लास्टिक होता है. तो जो राइट वेसिकल और लेफ्ट वेसिकल होता है वो एवी नोड से इंसर्ट करके जनरली ओरिजिनेट करता है और अर्ली आर्बोराइज करता है, इसलिए वहां पे कंडक्शन ज्यादा तेज होती है. हाउएवर क्योंकि राइट वेंट्रिकल हाइपोप्लास्टिक होता है तो जो राइट बंडल ब्रांच होता है राइट वेसिकल होता है जो उसके अंदर वो थिन होता है और लॉन्ग होता है, इसलिए उसमें डिले कंडक्शन होती है, इसकी वजह से लेफ्टवर्ड एक्सिस डिविएशन होती है.
सो एक तो है कि ट्रांसपोज्ड है या नॉन ट्रांसपोज्ड है, चाहे ट्रांसपोज्ड हो या नहीं ट्रांसपोज्ड हो, कंडक्शन बंडल एब्नॉर्मलिटी इज अ फीचर ऑफ ट्राइकस्पिड ट्रेक. यानी जब वो इस बंडल उसको पेनिट्रेट करेगा, एज यू आर सेइंग, इट विल डिवाइड वेरी अर्ली. राइट इज स्मॉल लेकिन राइट विल हैव अ वेरी लॉन्ग कोर्स, सो लेफ्ट इज गोइंग टू कंडक्ट अर्ली. So this is one of the reason that at times you are going to form a left posterior की तरफ conduct करता है तो left superior axis भी मिलता है. It is one of the causes where you can get a left superior axis. So if you are getting a tetralogy with left superior axis, one diagnosis is AV canal and the second diagnosis is tricuspid atresia. This is because of the abnormal position of the AV node. You are absolutely right. One is of course LV बड़ा है, RV छोटा है, that everybody agrees. But कुछ cases में आपको left axis तो छोड़ो, left axis की जगह left superior axis मिल जाता है, extreme left axis deviation. This is because of the abnormal position of the bundle. Because it conducts very early or towards the left side. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Complete transposition में क्या होता है? जब transposed vessels है.
Sir, complete transposition में sir there is always a left axis deviation तो हो गई, पर उसके अंदर there may be left सेम ही रहता है तो
सेम ही रहता है मतलब क्या डिफरेंस होगा? क्या इसी देख के आप बता सकते हो कि ये ट्रांसपोज वेसल्स है कि नॉन ट्रांसपोज वेसल्स है? अगर ट्रांसपोज वेसल्स के बारे में कैसे बताओगे? ईसीजी में क्या चेंजेस आ जाएंगे?
सर
बाइफिड पी वेव्स आएंगे सर. बाइफिड
हाँ, जो लेफ्ट एट्रल पी वेव्स का
सर अगर ट्रांस हिमालयन पी वेव नहीं मिलेंगे तो उसका ऑपोजिट
बाइफिड पी वेव लेफ्ट एट्रल टाइप की
सॉरी
क्यूआरएस में कोई ऐसा नॉर्मल क्यूआरएस नहीं.
वन क्योंकि जब भी ऐसा होता है इसमें वीएसडी जनरली बड़े होते हैं. जब ट्रांसपोज में अगर वो सर्वाइव कर रहा है, ट्रांसपोज वेसल है ट्राइकस्पिड ट्रेजिया, यानी एयोटा छोटे वाले आरवी से आ रही है. अगर वीएसडी रिस्ट्रिक्टिव होगा तो आरवी से एयोटा आएगी तो एयोटा भी छोटी हो जाएगी, सर्वाइवल बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. इफ द पेशेंट इज सर्वाइविंग, वीएसडी हैज टू बी बिग. अगर वीएसडी बड़ा होगा तो इंक्रीज फ्लो सिचुएशन होगी, यानी बाइलेटरल एनलार्जमेंट हो जाएगा. दैट मींस देयर विल बी अ टॉल पीक्ड राइट लेटरल वेव्स इन लीड टू एवीएफ, और या फिर बाइफिड वीव मिल जाएंगी बिकॉज इट बोथ the atrial are okay. QRS कॉम्प्लेक्स में क्या होगा?
QRS कॉम्प्लेक्स नॉर्मल होगा सर.
इसमें QRS complex may be absolutely normal, and you might get a features like क्योंकि RV भी बड़ा होगा, LV भी बड़ा होगा, so you will get, or it will behave like a non-restrictive VSD. You will get a biventricular या cataraxial phenomena भी मिल सकता है, but remember it's a very rare subgroup. For all practical purpose, left axis deviation मिलेगा, but you should know कि left superior axis का भी एक cause है, और वो cause होता है because of the abnormal bundle. It is not just the LV mass which is important, it is also the conduction bundle which is important.
So on chest X-ray, there is generally dilatation of the right atrium with the inferior border recession because the right ventricle is hypoplastic. There is left ventricular type of apex. There may be dilatation of the aorta, generally, and with oligemic lung fields. However, in cases of transposition of great vessels, there may be increased pulmonary blood flow as the pulmonary artery is related to the left ventricle. And when the pulmonary pressure increases, then the patient may have oligemic lung fields. Main तो बस यही है कि इसका जो inferior border का recession होता है वो होता है क्योंकि right ventricle hypoplastic होता है. Natural history with natural history of tricuspid atresia, in about 6% of the infants with tricuspid atresia, birth is premature. Lifespan in patients presenting with tricuspid atresia is less than 6 months. When it is related to normal related great arteries and pulmonary atresia and physiological pulmonary atresia. Acute pulmonary atresia takes the form of spontaneous, mainly occur because of the spontaneous closure of the ventricular septal defect, and eventually that usually occurs in the first year of the life, and then the survival depends on PDA. And the ventricular septal defect adequately regulates the pulmonary blood flow. The survival has been realized, has been seen up to second to fifth decades. Then indications of cardiac arrest in cases of tricuspid atresia. Cardiac arrest is generally indicated for assessing the PVR in patients with unrestricted pulmonary blood flow presenting beyond the 6 months of life. Patients with unrestricted pulmonary blood flow having an atrial saturation of less than 90%. Generally before bidirectional brain procedure to see the PVR. And the patient has undergone, and if the patient has undergone a pulmonary arterial bending, or if there is any degree of pulmonary hypertension, before total pulmonary connection in all patients to check for PH and PVR. For interventions such as stenting of ductus arteriosus and occlusion of atropulmonary collaterals, and post-op patients who are symptomatic and has failing Fontan or have branch pulmonary artery stenting or require fenestration closure or fenestration creation, or for occlusion of venovenous collaterals. So the timing and type of intervention depends on age and or age of presentation and presence or absence of obstruction to pulmonary. So it is divided into different. I have divided this into different types or different according to the patient presenting. Patient present or age of presentation. Those presenting in neonatal period or within 2 to 3 months of life. With increased pulmonary blood flow, the surgery required is pulmonary artery bending, and combined with ligation of the PDA. Timing of surgery is generally 4 to 6 weeks of age, and preferably to before 3 months. Additional procedure such as systemic outflow or dilatation of the systemic outflow may be required. Opening of the systemic outflow, obstruction may be required. With decreased in cases with decreased pulmonary blood flow, such as in patients with subpulmonary stenosis, the type of surgery required is systemic to pulmonary artery shunt or stenting of ductus arteriosus. So, indication for surgery is when the systemic arterial saturation is consistently below 70 to 75%. And in cases of pulmonary atresia with duct-dependent pulmonary circulation, the patient may require prostaglandin infusion. That is for dose PGE1. It is for a dose of 0.5 to 0.5 to 1 microgram per kg per minute. So for systemic to pulmonary. Fontan 4 years के बाद complete Fontan, उससे पहले 4 to 5 months में bidirectional है. So systemic to pulmonary artery shunts are of different type, that may be Loptosic type. Then there is base Kimmel.
It is going to go on a single ventricle pathway.
Yes, sir. Single ventricle
pathway means increased flow or decreased flow. Most of the time in exam, first you will decrease a decreased flow because you are going to get a decreased flow situation. Top physiology का DD होगा. अगर top physiology का DD होगा, so it will be most likely a grown up baby. अगर grown up baby होगा, तो it will go either a Glenn surgery at 6 months, or it will like to go beyond 4 years का बच्चा है तो Fontan procedure के लिए जाएगा.
Fontan procedure.
These procedures are important क्योंकि अगर ये केस प्रेजेंट कराया जाएगा तो most likely इसकी BT shunt या Glenn surgery हो सकता है पहले से हुई हो. Whenever you are examining a case of suspected tricuspid atresia whose some previous surgery has been done, always examine the neck of the patient. Okay, neck में हमेशा auscultate करना है to look for any flow murmur. SVC obstruction तो नहीं है, कहीं continuous murmur तो नहीं आ रही SVC का, या continuous murmur of BT shunt तो नहीं आ रही in left and the axilla. These are the places you should always auscultate for the either a post BT shunt or a Glenn patient. Whenever examine presenting और वाइवा चलेगा कि BT shunt कब करते हैं, Glenn का indication क्या होता है, Fontan क्या होता है, and the main things are you should know about those 10 criteria.
Yes,
and
sir.
Which of these criteria are not fixed, but which are the criteria which are fixed, which should be definitely be met. So these things you must know in tricuspid atresia. The other thing which left was ECG. जब भी देखते हैं, हमने कल भी डिस्कस किया था कि tricuspid atresia में counter clockwise loop होता है.
Left,
that differentiated from pulmonary atresia with tricuspid atresia. Pulmonary atresia वाला जो subgroup होगा उसमें clockwise loop रहेगा. लेकिन for all practical purposes इसमें counter clockwise loop रहेगा. इसका axis left sided and left superior axis रहेगा. ये ECG is important and procedures are important. तो जो आगे स्लाइड्स आएंगी ना वो बताओ. आगे जो स्लाइड्स आएंगी that is important.
मैं how to tell कि कोई बच्चा क्या मेरा सर्जरी हो रखा है पहला है, उसके पेरेंट क्या कि ये इसका ग्लेन हुआ है कि इसका बीटन हुआ है. If they don't, how will by examination you will tell कि whether this patient has got a Glenn surgery done or BT shunt done?
सर तो अगर ग्लैन सर्जरी होगा तो उसमें सुपीरियर वेना कावा से उसमें कंटिन्यूअस फ्लो नंबर वहां पे आएगी. अगर उसकी बीटी शंट होगी तो उसके
normally you will not get a continuous murmur.
हाँ, you will not get
it is obstructive.
नहीं, पर वहां पे लीक वो दिखाई देगा.
नहीं दिखाई, बाहर से कुछ दिखाई नहीं देगा.
So BT shunt तो is very simple. We have discussed already.
BT shunt will come as a continuous murmur. Glenn is very rare to have a murmur, continuous murmur. It will like a venous hum. You might get if it is getting some narrowing is there. But otherwise,
how is JVP in BT Glenn?
Sir, JVP will be normal, sir. Maybe अगर obstruction तो इसमें A wave may increase, but Canon A wave may be there. But generally the JVP normal.
नहीं Canon A wave कहाँ से आ गई? Anybody else?
नहीं कैनन एवेव से जब ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन होगी या फिर उसमें जब होगा तो
यार
इसकी वजह
आई एम
से
टेलिंग कि कोई ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन नहीं है, पेशेंट को बीडी ग्लेन हो गया है, वो तुम्हारे पास आया है, वो एग्जाम में केस रखते हैं ना कि पेशेंट आया है साइनोटिक कंजेनिटल हार्ट डिजीज देके, वो देता है कि साहब पहले साइनोसिस हुआ था, डॉक्टर साहब ने बोला कि एक सर्जरी करा लो, फिर डॉक्टर साहब ने बोला दूसरी करा लो, फिर हमारे पैसे नहीं थे, हम चले गए, अब हमको साइनोसिस बढ़ गया है, ब्रेथलेसनेस बढ़ गई है, तो अब स्टेज 3 की सर्जरी करानी है या स्टेज 2 की करानी है, तो एग्जामिनर पूछेगा आपको कैसे मालूम पड़ा कि इसने पहले क्या सर्जरी कराई है? तो अगर मीडियन स्कार नहीं होगा, साइड का होगा, तो तुम बोल दोगे कि बीटी शंट है, ऐसे ही बोलते हो ना। एक हाथ छोटा रह गया तो बोल दोगे
स्कार के बेसिस पे पता
तो
लगेगा।
how will you tell कि this patient has got BD gland done or not? Normally functioning BD gland में क्या JVP मिलती है, क्या होता है?
So normally functioning BD gland में JVP will be normal, sir. So in this, generally the flow is normal.
Mohit, would you like to answer?
So usually JVP is not pulsatile. You don't get any waveforms in JVP. ठीक है?
So what is happening is SVC is connected to pulmonary artery.
Yes, sir.
Pulmonary artery.
And pulmonary artery में it is non-pulsatile flow. Non-pulsatile होता है ज़्यादातर 90% of the glands are non-pulsatile. So it is non-pulsatile flow. It's a gradual venous flow. So you don't expect अगर JVP आपको raised मिल रही है, prominent neck waves मिल रही है, it is not a good sign.
The obstruction का sign.
So normally you will not get a prominent A or V waves or any contraction.
In fact, you don't get a pulsatile JVP only. So you don't, you can't differentiate between A wave and V wave.
No,
JVP
JVP
will not be able to differentiate. No, वो तो pulmonary artery से connected है.
Because it is getting everything is getting decompressed. Na? It's a continuous connection.
नहीं तो वही तो मैं भी
तो if अगर तुम देख रहे हो पेशेंट को JVP मिल ही नहीं रही है, लिटाने के बाद भी कोई वेव नहीं दिख रही है, कुछ भी नहीं दिख रही है, तो तुम ये बात बोल सकते हो ना, ये एग्जामिन द पेशेंट, आई कुड नॉट फाइंड एनीथिंग डिस्पाइट मैंने पेशेंट को लिटा लिया, हाथ ऊपर करा लिया, सब कुछ कर लिया, मुझे तो कोई वेव फॉर्म ही नहीं दिखी. एंड देयर इज अ स्कार.
Appreciate the waveform. बस खत्म.
Yeah, there is a scar which is a median sternotomy scar. So most likely my patient has underwent bidirectional gland surgery.
What do you mean by bidirectional?
Sir, the blood flow from is like antegrade and retrograde दोनों तरफ होता है क्योंकि जो इसके अंदर तो the blood flow is mainly
बीच में
dependent.
सर एसवीसी को बीच में कनेक्ट कर देते हैं, कंड्यूट लगा देते हैं, बीच में कनेक्ट करते हैं ताकि
नहीं एसवीसी का जो
राइट पल्मोनरी
आर्टरी से कनेक्ट होता है और इसमें the blood flow is not dependent on the contraction of the heart. It is mainly मतलब कि उसमें जो LV की LV वो generally act as a pump in such cases. So
LV is not acting a pump, no, ये तो spontaneous flow. So it is actually
तो
it is going in both. You connect it to the right pulmonary artery and it is going both to the right lung and to the left lung.
Yes.
and the left lung.
So it is.
So question is asked
bidirectional.
Originally who described the Glenn procedure? अरे कम ऑन यार, ये तो पता ही है ना, बीटी शंट किसने किया, ग्लेन किसने किया? डॉक्टर विलियम ग्लेन. ऐसे कहते हैं ना, व्हाट वाज ओरिजिनल बीटी शंट? तो बीटी ग्लेन इज अ मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ ओरिजिनल ग्लेन सर्जरी.
तो पहले ऐसे नहीं होता था. पहले ना हम
केवल
ज्वाइन करते थे, पहले आर्टरी को डिसकंटिन्यूस कर देते थे, फिर लेफ्ट में ज्वाइन करते थे. Ultimately, after so many modifications, it came out to be that this is the best way, bidirectional gland. It can rarely be bilateral bidirectional gland. People confuse कि bilateral SVC को join किया, तो bilateral bidirectional gland is different. उसमें left SVC और right SVC को join करते हैं, right को right से, left को left से, पर pulmonary artery continuity maintained रखते हैं. तो it is bilateral भी bidirectional रहती है, यानी left को join करेंगे, blood will go to right also. The pulmonary artery has not been made discontinuous. That is the message. So we'll go to the next slide.
In cases with balanced pulmonary circulation, the
10 commandments बताओ पहले. 10 बता दिए?
आगे है. So the age at operation should be between 4 and 15 years. There should be presence of sinus rhythm. there should be normal systemic venous return. Arterial volume should be right arterial volume should be normal. Mean pulmonary artery pressure should be less than 15 mm of Hg. PVR should be less than 4. The ratio of pulmonary artery diameter to aortic diameter should be greater than 0.75. LV ejection fraction should be greater than 60%. Mitral wall should be normal and competent. There should be no adverse effect from the. There should be no signs of. There should be no adverse effect of the prior pulmonary artery.
And अब क्या आप रह गए? What is which of them are essential, still essential, and बाकी why are not essential anymore?
Modifiable factors कौन से? एक एक लेते जाओ. Age, हाँ.
Age is necessary. So it should be more.
We can do it at actually any age.
अच्छा, why was this age selected? ये बताना मैं. Why was this age selected 4 and 15? What is the importance of age physical activity in this particular circuit? Quantum circuit.
So initially जो superior vena cava से ही वो रहता था, inferior vena cava को normally flow कर देते थे. उसमें superior vena cava से ही shunt बनाते थे क्योंकि the most of the upper body to lower body ratio ज़्यादा होता था, main blood वहाँ से रहता था. और normally उसको right ventricle की development के लिए भी जो inferior vena cava को छोड़ देते थे. पर as the patient grows तो उसमें physical activity increase होती है और upper body to lower body ratio भी increase होता है, तो इसलिए बाद में उसको connect करते हैं.
नहीं, did you understand my question?
हाँ, तो यही है.
मैं क्वेश्चन ये, अगर कोई बच्चा बेड बाउंड है, ठीक है, 5 साल का बच्चा है जो कि चल नहीं सकता, फिर नहीं सकता, कुछ नहीं कर सकता, तो उसमें तुम करोगे?
नो सर, वो मसल पंपिंग से वीनस वो नहीं होगा रिटर्न.
यस, so that this 4 years was also selected on the basis of कि IVC development is complete by 4 years of age. Okay.
हाँ सर, एक IVC डेवलपमेंट का भी था और ये भी था कि मैक्सिमम जो यंग एज में जो होता है उसमें मैक्सिमम जो ब्लड होता है वो अपर बॉडी से ही होता है, तो इसलिए उसको भी शंट करते थे. और नॉर्मल राइट वेंट्रिकल की डेवलपमेंट के लिए भी थोड़ा ब्लड चाहिए होता है, तो इसकी वजह से भी
I think sir will also clear this point.
Yeah, actually, I think both of you are saying the same point. As the child grows, most of the shunt increases from the lower limb is also true. जैसे से body growth होगी, the lower limb का blood बढ़ेगा. That means we have to divert that blood to the systemic to the pulmonary artery circulation. And Mohit said, what was your point actually?
Sir, एक तो ये है, दूसरा ये भी है ना, what Suman was saying कि when the child starts running or moving around, so this calf venous pump also generates the pressure.
Yeah. Actually, these are the peripheral hearts. In Fontaine में these lower limb is considered the peripheral heart. So it is very essential that these peripheral muscles are functional. If the patient is bedridden, it becomes very difficult. Once he starts walking, moving around, the peripheral hearts become to pump. So that will pump the blood into the circuit. That is very important actually. These are the reasons where generally ये शायद हमने Fontaine वाली क्लास में सब डिस्कस हुआ था ना.
हाँ, ये किया तो था डिस्कस. अब ये जरूरी है कि नहीं है? Point 1 is necessary or not?
So point 1 is necessary. पर अभी मेरे को ये
it is modifiable.
So it's modifiable.
So it is a modifiable. Age is modifiable criteria. Presence of sinus rhythm.
So modifiable.
Modifiable. Still, atrial kick is considered important. So
yes,
it is modifiable, but generally long term they do not do good.
How is it taken care of?
Sir?
How the sinus rhythm clause is taken care of?
Sir, because वो जो extra cardiac जो वो
but prognosis deteriorates when you put a pacemaker, but this can be taken care of. Okay, normal systemic venous return.
So normal systemic venous return is important. Sir.
Essential.
Yeah, there should be a normal system. If there is a normal system in venous, the rerouting may be difficult. But there are modifiable factors which they have introduced to go for systemic venous return also. Like azygous continuation hai, so they have come with a Kawashima surgery.
Yes,
Or
yes.
they have modified it, but yes, it's an important criteria. Right atrial volume.
So it is not. It is modifiable, not important.
It is modifiable. This was the part of the initial criteria.
Initial criteria.
जब right atria को include करते थे Fontaine circuit में, अब तो extra cardiac है. So this now right atrial, this is definitely a modifiable criteria. Mean pulmonary artery 15.
Not modifiable.
This is the essential criteria. It's not modifiable. क्योंकि अगर pressures high होंगे तो Glenn circuit में flow ही नहीं करेगा. Pulmonary artery vascular resistance should be low. Mean pulmonary artery should be less than 15. These are essential criteria.
Essential.
Pulmonary artery to aorta diameter should be good. Otherwise, it will require a patch plasty. It is also modifiable. LVEF is very important. Dysfunction hoga, it is going to fail. This is a non-modifiable criteria. Mitral valve can be prepared. It's a modifiable. No effect of prior pulmonary artery operation, obviously. ये 10th criteria कुछ different नहीं था. This was different.
Normal pulmonary artery.
No, pulmonary artery size, rhythm, pulmonary artery pressures.
सर सही है ना ये? This is actually ये इसका ये है कि pulmonary
artery distortion अच्छा anatomy तुमने अलग से नहीं लिखा ना, वो इस लिख दिया, ठीक है? I agree. Pulmonary artery distortion, but that is also modifiable, but surgeon can do a plasty.
So only point number 5 and point number 6.
They are absolute.
Yep.
They are
8.
Ventricular function.
Yeah. So actually 5 and 6 are more or less similar now.
Yes, sir. They have given this pulmonary venous stenosis also in that.
Pulmonary venous. Yeah, 10th point is actually a pulmonary venous stenosis.
Sir, actually third point is normal systemic and pulmonary venous return.
Sorry, I agree with Mohit. It is 4 to 15 years, sinus rhythm, systemic systemic and pulmonary venous return. एक ही statement में है. So that can be venous TAPVC repair can be done ना. और ये last point है ना, actually it is given as pulmonary artery distortion.
Yes, normal pulmonary artery anatomy होनी चाहिए.
Normal pulmonary artery anatomy word है वो. Okay.
So they are given 3, sir, in that article. वो American Association वाला.
3 कौन से?
वही
PA pressures, PVRI and dysfunction.
Pulmonary hypertension, chronic lung disease with pulmonary hypertension, and severe ventricular systolic and diastolic dysfunction, and pulmonary venous stenosis.
Yeah, the reason being, if you look at the prognosis, poor prognostic factor is considered pulmonary venous stenosis. What are the poor prognostic features of Fontaine? Last paragraph है Moss and Madden univentricular chapter. 3 criteria. Poor prognostic.
Male sex.
What else?
AV valve regurgitation.
What else? And he mentions isomerism, which is actually true because that is associated with pulmonary venous and systemic venous obstruction. But I mean, he mentions these criteria, but I think many of them are modifiable. Isomeric hearts में pulmonary venous common होती है ना, इसलिए वो mention करता है. अब पता नहीं, शायद you only said ना कि अब नहीं है, last Moss Adams में previous edition में था. Have they removed this 3 from the new edition?
That is sir, उसमें वो article में था ना, American.
But Moss and Adams में he mentions these 3 isomeric hearts, dysfunction.
Latest article 3 on 4.
So एक बार वो check
They have not mentioned.
No, it is not present in Moss and Adams.
Not present.
I know.
I don't remember.
I remember when we discussed it, Romila said that now it is not mentioned. It was there in my Moss and Adams. Maybe they have removed it, which was very much essential. क्योंकि isomeric heart का मतलब है जब तक TAPVC systemic veins obstruction का associated नहीं होगा तब तक नहीं होगा. Dysfunction का मतलब AV valve regurgitation दिया था, which is now a correctable criteria. I think they must have removed these 3 things from the new edition. मैं भी check कर लूँगा. I'll not check it.
No, this is the chart from new.
No, this is a chart from new only.
Okay. Go to the next one. कुछ है इसके आगे?
So बस complications.
अच्छा, how will you choose whether to fenestrate or not fenestrate?
Sir, I was not मतलब कि मेरे को इसमें बस ये फेनेस्ट्रेशन सर्जरी वगैरह के बारे में कुछ ज्यादा मिला नहीं मेरे को.
अरे वैसे ही बता दे. So you know ना Fontaine, you must have attended many classes. So actually देखा जाए तो the ones
cases में
discussed
fenestration की requirement होती है.
So the ones of one of the Chaucer's criteria which discussed can also be taken care of. See waterline PA pressures and then we can fenestrate.
वो borderline really 15 के आसपास ही होता है, but otherwise you fenestrate just to allow for फेनेस्ट्रेशन का ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? फेनेस्ट्रेशन का ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि अगर आपको कंसर्न है कि आपका सारा सिस्टमिक फ्लो पल्मोनरी आर्टरी से होता हुआ, लंग बेड से होता हुआ लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल को फिल करेगा और वो कार्डियक आउटपुट मेंटेन करेगा, बट समहाउ यू हैव ए कंसर्न कि पल्मोनरी इस पाथवे में कहीं भी पीवीआरआई इज बॉर्डरलाइन है या पीए प्रेशर स्लाइटली 15-16 है, 16 है, मे बी 16-17 है, where the flow may not be there, so you have to maintain the cardiac output. What you do is you fenestrate it to maintain the cardiac output,
so that lesser pleural effusions, lesser
एक बार cardiac output maintain रहेगी तो immediately it will not actually high PA pressures का manifestation थोड़ी सी कम हो जाएगी. That is the only objective.
अच्छा सर, इसमें हम जो फोंटान से पहले अगर कोई पेशेंट है जिसका 15-16 आ रहा है तो उसका कुछ इसमें रोल है टू गिव पल्मोनरी आर्टरी वेसोडाइलेटर्स एंड देन रिड्यूस पीए प्रेशर एंड देन टू कंडक्ट?
कहीं पढ़ा है क्या?
पढ़ा नहीं है, मैं तो सोच रहा था.
सोचा, बहुत अच्छी सोच है. एक्चुअली क्या है, हम लोगों ने पेपर सबमिट किया हुआ है.
अच्छा.
And we have demonstrated that a combination of sildenafil and एनवास में बहुत पुराना पेपर है एक्चुअली. आई हैव सबमिटेड इट, आई मीन बीबी रिव्यू में ही है. तो वी हैव गिवन सिल्डेनाफिल एंड एनवास इनाइल अप्रैल. सिल्डेनाफिल ये सोच के पीवीआरआई लो करेगा और एनवास ये सोच के एलवीडीज कम करेगा. इट्स अ वेरी लंबा पेपर. मैं इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि ये हम फॉलो अप का पेपर है, मतलब एस्कॉट्स के पेशेंट्स हैं जो वहाँ नॉन ऑपरेबल थे और उनको देने के बाद we have not only demonstrated that they become operable, they have been operated. ग्लेन से उनका फॉन्टेन भी किया है और फिर फेनेस्ट्रेटेड किया है एंड उनका चेस्ट ड्रेन्स भी रिड्यूस हो गए से. So we propose that this combination may be helpful for certain group of patients. If you see, many of our patients are now on sildenafil and this Envas. What is the drawback? I think this is beyond our, this is more of, but yeah, drawback यही है कि जब भी आप sildenafil देते हो ना ग्लेन पेशेंट्स को, chances of AV malformations बढ़ जाते हैं.
हाँ, definitely.
So one has to be very careful. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने दे दिया और
तो सब कुछ ही डायलेट करेगा ना सर.
हाँ, तो AV malformation ज्यादा हो जाते हैं. तो ऐसे केस में you have to follow them closely. ऐसा नहीं कि आज दे दिया और 4 साल बाद आप देख रहे हो AV malformations हो जाएंगे, वो सारा चीज बैठ जाएगी.
सर ये फॉलो अप में उसमें विजय लक्ष्मी में लिखा हुआ है शायद कि सिल्डेनाफिल और एनवास दे सकते हैं, पर उसमें यही लिखा है कि AV malformations बढ़ जाते हैं तो बाद में फिर
So people have tried it, but there is no absolute study which demonstrated. This study is there. मैं अभी कर नहीं पाया हूँ, बार-बार उसमें कुछ corrections आए हुए हैं, तो corrections पे ही अभी पिछले 1 साल से correction नहीं कर पाया हूँ. So this is, I mean, yes, people are doing it. It is not just we who are doing it. We are just trying to publish it. But people are using these drugs to see. Although exam point of view say you must know about it, but practically these are the criteria which are absolutely no. अगर pressures high हैं और ये you should know, one should try not to do it. Otherwise, doing a Fontan would be more problematic than Eisenmenger. Actually, you are going to Eisenmengers are going to survive normally. Doing a Fontan in these particular cases, they are like Eisenmengers. Univentricle के लिए तो 15 से ऊपर pressure Eisenmengerized हो गया ना almost. So you are going to get more problem. ठीक है, anything else? कल क्या है? टॉपिक क्या है?
टॉपिक
कल मैं बताता हूँ, 1 मिनट.
सिंगल वेंट्रिकल.
अच्छा, सिंगल वेंट्रिकल है तो डू वन थिंग राइट नाउ. अभी 5 बजे है ना, तो कौन कर रहा है अभी? एक वो क्लास चल रही है ऑनलाइन ट्राइकस्पिड एट्रेसिया पे.
वो
खत्म हो गई होगी, पर उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग होगी.
हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग होगी
तो
बाय डॉक्टर विवेक.
हाँ, तो वो उसको भी इनकॉर्पोरेट इन योर यूनिवेंट्रिकुलर वो. मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स वी हैव डिस्कस टुडे ओनली, इसके अलावा करेंगे, बट इनकॉर्पोरेट दोस थिंग्स इन योर यूनिवेंट्रिकुलर थिंग.
एंड है ना सुमन, मेक पार्क में से ना फोटो खींच लेना उसकी फॉन्टान का जो होता है ना स्टेप वाइज.
या कोई और वो क्लास आज सुन ले और उसको कंसाइज में बता दे, क्योंकि इट इज द सेम टॉपिक व्हिच वी आर डूइंग नो टुडे एंड टुमारो. ट्राइकस्पिड एट्रेसिया, यूनिवेंट्रिकल एंड कैन
सब मैं कर लूंगा.
ठीक है, जस्ट देख लो, मोस्टली कुछ है नहीं, which points are different जो तुम्हें हाँ, you should do.
Yes.
Listen to that class and take out the points which are different from your things and just enumerate those points.
Yes.
ठीक है, चलो
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
कौन सी क्लास थी?
वो कौन सी क्लास है?
पेट कार्डियो है वो। पेट कार्डियो।
है?
पेट कार्डियो वाला जो वो
पेट
था।
कार्डियो।
हाँ, वो जो साउथ के टीचर्स हैं तो तीन।
अच्छा, वो जो साउथ की थी। अच्छा
हाँ
ठीक है।
हाँ, बट यू नीड टू लॉग इन ना।
हाँ
नहीं, वो तो हम कर लेंगे।
वो मैंने कर रखा
हाँ
है।
मतलब उसमें रजिस्टर करना पड़ता है ना।
हाँ सब्सक्राइब कर रखा है।
हाँ
वो
register
YouTube पे आ जाएगा ना उसका वो?
नहीं, वो
People for
सब्सक्राइब भी
people
करना
का।
पड़ता
नहीं,
है
it
ना।
doesn't come in YouTube.
हाँ, सब्सक्राइब करना पड़ता है।
मोहित ने लिंक तो शेयर करा
I'll
था।
just send the link.
हाँ
नहीं, मोहित
मैं आपको लिंक भेज देती हूँ।
मोहित शो
शेयर ओके, तो फिर खुल जाएगा आई थिंक।
नहीं, पहले शेयर करा था। मैं वही ढूंढ रहा हूँ कब करा था।
चलो ठीक है।
हाँ, pdrclasses.net।
ओके, थैंक यू डॉक्टर मयंक।
ओके, थैंक यू।
बाय।